Hi everybody. We're just going to go ahead and jump on in here. Looks like everybody's joined up that I think said was going to join. We might have a few other people come on. Hope they do. In this video, we just released kind of a major upgrade to kind of financial reporting, estimating, things like that. And so I'm going to cover all those, some other smaller type updates. So I want to cover that regarding dashboards and things in settings. So let's just go ahead and jump in. One thing, if you've got questions, please go ahead and just type them in the chat window in your GoToMeeting window there. Down at the bottom, you'll see a little box for a chat. And then towards the end of the webinar, I'll pull those up and get to as many questions as I can. So fire away with those. Love to get a lot of great questions. So let's jump in. I'm here on the dashboard. We did make some pretty cool updates and changes to this. One, you can just real quickly get over to the webinars and free training right from a button right here. Remember, training is free, it's unlimited. Go ahead and use it as often as you'd like. We can also train your staff, things like that, field staff, office staff. We can handle that training for you for no charge. The other thing that makes the update pretty handy here is we've now got basically what I call a hot link to all the things that are on your dashboard. So I've got task name under recent to-dos. I can go to shear nailing. I can just click on that. It's going to take me right to that to-do. So save you going over here looking for that to-do, jumping around. Every time we can save you a couple of mouse clicks, we definitely try to do that. So that goes to any of the items that are on your dashboard. Just hover over it, it'll highlight, click it, take you right to that item. So let's just kind of jump into the meat and potatoes of the update here, and it really starts with projects. So the project screen, if you remember, was just one screen. You had your photos, you had your contacts, things like that on a project details. We've now split that up and into some tabs. Not only split this up and see here, you've got your detail tab, you've got your contacts, financial, and we'll be getting into all these, of course, contract and budget items and files and photos, but these can all be set in security roles too. So some people you want to just provide them access to the details, that's it. All this other will just be locked from them. They don't even know it's going to exist. On top of that, we have, and I'll be getting into these as well, but you've got contract amount field and budget amount field. These are two new fields. So again, down in settings and roles, you can set it so somebody does not have access to that. So they can have access to the details, because here's all the good data here for that. But then you can turn these fields off so they don't even see them. So I just wanted to cover that. So there's our detail tab. I'm going to go over to X. Looks just like it did before, except it's just kind of on one screen, a little easier to use. On the financial tab, number of things going on here. We can jump right to our estimates, our invoices, our payments, and our change orders. These are also shown. And then you've got original contract amount, amount billed, budget amount. So the budget amount really is the equal of your contract amount with any markup, taxes, things like that taken out, just your hard budget amount. Revised contract amount with change orders. So as change orders get added, you're going to, and approved, that number will change to include your change orders. The amount paid, as you log payments, it will add the payments up and give you a total here, and then balance remaining. Now the way we've done this, balance remaining is revised contract amount minus amount billed, not amount paid. Whether they paid or not, in job costing, it really doesn't matter. So we leave that up to the QuickBooks side of things, the Sage side of things, the real accounting side of things. But you can log your payments in here as well. So balance remaining, again, is the difference between revised contract amount and what you billed for, because that would be considered 100% complete. Then we've got estimates, so it's going to show you your estimate. Invoices, we don't have any yet. Payments, don't have any yet. Change orders, got one change order for $442, shows it down here, as well as the status of it. We're going to leave that open for now because that's going to come into play, because we're going to go change that change order status, and then we'll be able to bill for it. The contract and budget items. Here's where you bring in the items that you're going to be billing for, and you can also create a new invoice right from this section as well. So I'm going to unlock that, and I can import my items from my estimate. I can import my change orders, or I can add manually. Maybe it's an item I'm going to bill for, but it's not in the change order, it's not in an estimate. I just want to create a manual line item. So you'll create all these, then they'll go on, kind of this is the master invoice list, and then as you create a new invoice, you select the items that you're prepared to or ready to bill for. I had mentioned change orders, so I want to cover something down here because I'm going to change the status of one. So I'm going to go down to change orders. Here's the one change order that we list. I'm going to unlock it. And our billing status. As you're negotiating the change order, compiling all your costs, getting ready really to submit it, you're going to leave that as an open status. Then when you've got this locked down and you've got your final approvals, and you would put who approved it there, and if possible get them to sign it on the phone app. It's got the signature pad, and they can sign and approve that change order. At that point, you're going to move it to unbilled but approved. Once you bill for it, it is going to automatically change the status of that to billed and lock the record so it can't be modified. So because I want to show you how to bill for this, I'm going to change that. We're going to say we've got all our approvals here. And wrong field. I'll say unbilled and approved. We'll save the record. Now we'll go back up to projects. I'll be jumping down, but well, before I jump over there, I'll cover this. We do still have the old basic invoicing where you can just create an invoice kind of however you want. It's not based on those imported items. It's not based on anything. You can just create an invoice for those quick jobs. Invoice advanced, that's just another way to get to what we're going to do up here. Just two different ways to do it, whatever's easier for you. So we're going to go back to our project. Fold that up. First, I'm going to come in here to my contract budget items, unlock the record, and there's our change order because I changed it to unbilled and approved, so it's already going to show up there. But I'm going to import from an estimate because you can't have multiple estimates per project. I don't on this job, but if you did, you'd select the one that's going to be used. Here's the items I'm going to import. I'm not creating the invoice yet. All I'm doing is creating my list of invoice items for future invoicing. So now I'm going to click Add Items to List. It asks me to confirm. There's my change order. There's the items from my estimate. Again, I can also add manually. If I want to add something, it just brings up the screen, give it a subject, unit cost, etc. You're all familiar with that one. And so now I'm done with this, so I'm going to hit save. Still go back and look at items. I can remove items off of that. I want to show you the save. So from here, I can create a new invoice. So I'm going to click my Create New Invoice. I'm going to put the job I'm already working on. What are the date and terms on this? So the due date, let's just say that's around 30 days out. Terms are 30, net 30, you can put whatever you want in there. Here's my description. Go first invoice. Enter any notes. I'm going to go get my items and add items to the invoice. Now again, I brought in everything in that prior screen, but I'm just going to click add item to invoice. It's going to ask me what do I want to bill for this time around. So I can say I'm going to, for that one, and I want that one, and I want to bill for that change order because it is unbilled but approved. I'm going to hit save and close. Here's the items, breaking it out by estimate and by change order. Payment history, it would show me if there were payments made against invoices, but there isn't yet. Stay there. And now we've created the invoice. So I can come over to invoicing advanced. Left it as open. There's my items. Unlock that record. Set my authorized by. Say Ben. Tax rate. Now tax rate, you can see up here that we've already set the tax rate, so I don't need to add tax. Some people don't add tax at that point. They just want to tax the whole thing. That's why that's available. If you want to give them a cash discount, approval type, is it open, on hold, paid, charge, etc. We're just going to set that to approved. I'm going to click submit. Now I can email the PDF to my customer invoice with payments. So if I want to show them prior payments on the invoice, that PDF will show that. Or I can view it. That's the view button, and there's the email button. So we've just made a lot of changes to really automate everything, bring it in kind of more under one umbrella. It's also setting the stage for our next few updates where we will be coming out with more of the progress type invoicing, things like that. I'm going to spend a minute here, and then I'm going to jump to some questions, but I want to cover the security roles, just see where they are. So I went settings and roles. And so let's say office support, I'm going to modify that role because we have some new roles that are down towards the bottom. So the balance remaining, my budget amount, contract budget tab, finance tab, amounts paid tab, contract amount. We've also added employee wages in the employee screens, customer access code. Some people you want to have access if somebody has a gate code or a security code to get into the project, then you can set that so only certain people will have access to that. And then invoicing advanced. So again, you've got the no access, full access all data, full access own data, or set it to read only. I'm going to get, like I said, I'm going to get to questions in just a little bit, but I just want to point this out. A lot of people sometimes forget this select the default project is there. Just a handy way. A lot of times you're just working in one project for a day, for a couple of days, whichever the case. So just set your default project 2 seconds, and then it removes all the other projects off of your list view. You only see what's pertinent to that project. So let me take a minute here, just take a second to pull up some questions. And got a few of them. A good question. I don't think I covered that. Ronnie's asking, does a change order automatically change to build, or do I have to do this myself? No, thanks for pointing that out. Once a change order has been billed for, it's going to mark as billed, and it's going to lock the screen. You don't want that modified after the fact. So it's going to automatically switch it to build. Then down in reporting, you can break out change orders by status and see what's still out there open, see what's been billed for, etc. Dan is asking, what if I'm not using estimates? Not a problem. What you do in that case, you're just going to come over here, unlock screen, And over here, under contract amount, you're just going to enter in whatever the contract amount is, and then enter in your budget amount. So even though that's going to pull from estimating, if you're using estimating and populate that, it will not populate the budget amount, just that amount. But if you're not using estimating, then just type in your contract amount. That's fine. We're not locking you into using certain parts of Contractor Foreman. Next question, Peggy. Can I modify a change order after it's been billed for? No, that's what I was saying just a bit ago. Once that's been changed, let me just again real quick. Once it's been changed, it's gonna, and you've billed for it. You pulled it into an invoice. You approved that invoice. Then it's billed for, and it changes that status to billed, and again locks that screen so it can't be modified. Steve is asking, let me see, do I have to use a new invoicing? What if I have a job that's not that detailed or long? No, that's why we left the basic invoicing in there. A lot of times it's a quick job, couple of days or something. So you just use the standard old invoicing, create the invoice, fill it out, submit it just like you could before. We didn't take any functionality away. We just added more functionality. Carol, yeah, let me go over that again. Good point though. Why doesn't amount paid factor into balance remaining? Let's jump back to projects. Under financial. Again, your amount paid is only going to populate if you're using payments. It's not going to factor in and take anything off, balance remaining. Again, that's because that's an accounting function. Really, we're a job costing system, and you can do some accounting in it, absolutely. But mainly it's job costing. So in proper job costing, you don't care when the money was actually received. That's the accounting function to actually receive that. So it's just amount billed comes off of revised contract amount, giving you your balance remaining. So you can see we had a revised contract amount of $16,058.34. We billed for $2,263.03, which now leaves us a balance of that $13,795.31. Deidre, did you say the financial fields can be set to not be seen using security roles? Yeah, I'll just jump into that. Yes, down at the bottom of security roles, and you have to reset those roles. So you come in however your roles are set up, do an edit, click the green button to edit, and down at the bottom is where you're going to see those, that project, balance remaining, budget amount, etc., and the employee wage. So that's it. If you want some more, you want to get kind of an official detailed training, again, we made it super easy. Just come over, click the webinars and free training button. That'll take you right into this page. I'll pull that up. On the webinar page, so it's just training, and then there's the schedule of free training. Have our standard one going on Friday, 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 o'clock Eastern, pretty much every Friday, and then you've got your videos down below. And I'll take a look at this one, and if it came out okay, then I'll go and upload this one up as well. So one more video added. All right, everybody, appreciate it. Thanks. Have a wonderful day, and reach out anytime we can be of help. Thanks.